we're on chapter 6. Keys and solutions to liberate the mind. This is Insight 118. Learn to guard your thoughts by the practice of limiting and controlling all your faculties, such as all the actions of your senses, body, emotions, and thoughts, etc. Exercise, because it teaches you to assert your willpower to control your mind and body. By exerting your willpower, practice controlling what your mind inputs and what your mind thinks of. So let's go over this a little bit. So, we're teaching you to learn to guard your thoughts. So you're thinking of a thought, you need to guard, you need to be aware, be conscious of your own thoughts, right? By the practice of limiting and controlling, meaning you're the person in charge of all your faculties. What faculties are we talking about? We're talking about limiting and controlling. You're being in charge of all your actions. So when you do an action, be aware of the action. Be aware of the thought behind the action and also the action, right? Of your senses, of all your sensory senses, of your body, whatever action your body takes, whatever your body does, whatever your senses are involved in, be aware. So if you're sensing, you're aware that you're sensing. If your body is engaged in sitting, dancing, talking, whatever it is, be aware that you're doing these things. Whatever activity you get involved in, be aware. Your emotions, if you're feeling emotions, feel them, but also be aware that you're feeling emotions. You're aware of your thoughts. You're thinking a thought, you're aware of your thoughts. So practice this. Practicing being aware and being in control. Being in control, being in charge of your faculties, right? So we just said. So exercise, just as we said. Now exercise because it teaches you to assert your willpower. So when you do exercise, what are you doing? You're moving your body parts around, So by moving your body around, you are using your mind to control your body. So you're exercising your willpower. So even without noticing this, nonetheless, that's what happens. So exercise. Be involved in any activity and do so. When you do so, you're exercising your willpower over your body, over your senses, right? So exercise because it teaches you to assert your willpower to control your mind and body. It also controls your mind because when you want to do a particular task, you have to keep your mind on the task to be able to do it correctly. So it's also controlling your mind to a degree. By exerting your willpower, so now when you do your exercise, when you do activities, do that activity, and you get stronger willpower, and your mind becomes more focused. And now that you know that you have the ability to use willpower, exert your willpower. Practice controlling what your mind inputs. What do you put into your mind? Practice controlling that. Practice being in charge of what gets inputted into your mind and what your mind thinks of and what do you think of. So what you think of, you want to practice, exert your willpower over your mind. This is just the beginning hints of what we're going to get into. We're going to get into specifics.